Hey guys, happy Monday. Today is December the 7th. Nice, right? We only have 2 more weeks, 2 full weeks before we have another break. And that alone is exciting and it's going to help me get through today's number corner video. So let's jump right in. Today is the 7th, but before we get to the 7th, let's look at our calendar markers for the weekend. When we first looked at our calendar, we looked at the first 4 markers. So they're here for you, and we haven't really talked about it since then. So just to refresh your memory, we have some shapes here, and they all seem to have an area of 5, and they have the same perimeter. So I wonder what this shape is going to look like. We've also been talking about terms like parallel and vertical, horizontal, lines of symmetry, things like that. So we are going to fill this information in on our calendar observation sheet. So let's just check and see if our pattern remains. We still have 5. Cool. How about Sunday the 6th? Still have 5. And so far we haven't seen any shape repeated yet. So I wonder how the month is going to end up. And today's date, which is the 7th. Very interesting. Let's fill this in on our recording sheet. So, last time we updated it until the 4th. Today we're starting at December the 5th, which was a Saturday. How many sides does it have? All right, did you count them? Did you get 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. So remember, when we count the sides, we're not counting the length. We're literally just counting exactly how many sides there are, just like we would if we were to name a shape, like a hexagon has 6 sides or a pentagon has 5 sides. So this has 8 sides, okay? What is the perimeter? We have 4 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's still 12 inches. And the area we know is still 5 inches, so that has remained the same. The question is, are there any lines of symmetry? Can I cut the shape or fold it in half where both sides look exactly the same? No, there are 0 lines of symmetry. How about parallel sides? Yes, there are parallel sides. And this one actually has 1, 2, 3, 4 parallel sides that are horizontal, and then we could say 1, 2, 3, 4 that are vertical. So I'm going to put 4 horizontal and 4 vertical. Does it have perpendicular sides? Remember, that's where it creates that 90-degree angle, and there is one of our word resource cards right there for you. Yes, it does. So let's go ahead and fill in December 6th. December 6th, how many sides does it have? Let's count. This is a side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Wonder if the perimeter is the same. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still 12 inches. And it still has an area of 5 square units. Does this have a line of symmetry? No, it does not. But it does have parallel sides, and it does have perpendicular sides. So this side's parallel to this side, as well as this side's parallel to this side, and then we have some horizontal sides that are parallel as well. Now on to today's date, which is the 7th. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. We have a perimeter of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, still 12, and an area of still 5. Do we have lines of symmetry here? Can't we fold it here diagonally and they would match up. So we actually have one line of symmetry, and we do have parallel sides. We do have perpendicular sides. Okay, so that's our calendar grid for today. Now, we're going to play a game for our calendar collector this month. This game is called Up and Down to 2000. We are going to use some of the strategies that we've been talking about with our problem strings earlier this month to help us, because our goal is to get to 2000 before the end of the month. We only have 14 days to do so. So we will roll 3 dice to get 3 digits, and we'll have to decide how we're going to put those digits together to form a number. And when we form our number, it's going to be dependent on if we roll more or if we roll less. If we roll more, that means we're adding. If we roll less, that means we're subtracting. So what do you think? If our goal is to get to 2000 and I roll more, would I want to create the biggest number possible, any number, or the smallest number possible? Yeah, the biggest number if I'm trying to get to 2000, which means if I roll less, I should probably do what? You got it. Create the smallest number possible. So for day 1, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you we're adding. We're going to add on day 1. So I'm going to roll these 3 dice here. And since we're adding it to 0, we don't really have a strategy, or we're not going to necessarily talk about a strategy for adding, because we're adding it to 0, and anything plus 0 is that number. We have the digits 1, 3, and 8. Let's record that. 1, 3, and 8. So that means, so I'm going to put for day 1, we have 1, we have 3, we have 8. We're adding, so I'm going to put the plus symbol. And what number do we want to create? Yeah, probably 831. 8 in the hundreds place, 3 in the tens place, 1 in the ones place. And so our total is 831. Now let's look at this. You probably are going to have to imagine that I cut out this line and I glued it together so we have 0 to 2000, all straight horizontal. Would I want to put 831 closer to 0 or closer to 2000? Right, it's not quite in the middle, which we could say the middle is maybe about right here, and so I'm going to mark that with a straight line here. Maybe it's about right here. We know this is a full line, and then we got to go halfway between this. So is 831 before or after our halfway mark? It'd be about before, maybe about right here, possibly. That's our day 1. So now let's roll again to figure out what our day 2 number is going to be. And we'll now have to use some strategy to figure it out. So first, let's see. Are we playing for more or are we playing for less? Okay, looks like we're playing for more. So let's toss and get some new digits here. So we already played for day 1. We've been in school for 5 days, so we have to do this 5 times today. All right, looks like we got 3, 5, and 5 for our day 2. 3, 5, and 5. We are still playing for more. What number are we creating? 553. Yeah. So here's what I would like for you to do. I want you to open up your number corner workbooks, which I believe is on page 37. You'll have some open number lines that'll look something like this. I want you to solve it. Right now we have 831, and we are adding 553 to it. So go ahead and solve it really quickly. 831 plus 553. you guys are supposed to solve this on your own, and hopefully you've used some of the things that we have learned with our problem strings. Even though these numbers are a lot bigger than what we have been working with, you still can apply that knowledge to these bigger numbers. So it looks like probably going to start with 831, right? That way I'm only adding 553 and I'm not having to add a whole 800. So remember we talked about chunking? You can chunk your numbers. So maybe I'm going to add my 500 first. So I could say 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, which would give me what? This is 931, 1031, 1131, 1231, 1331. Are we done yet? No, we still have to add 50, right? Let's do it. We can add 50 because 5 tens plus 3 tens is going to give us 8 tens. So I can do a hop of 50, which is going to give me now 8 tens. So I have 1,381. Am I done? Nope. I still have to add 3 more. I can add 3, right? This is just a small hop of 3. I had 1. Now I'm adding 3 ones to it. So that's going to give me, good, 1,384. Is that what you got? So when I fill this out, and I'm going to put it here, I'm just going to make it bigger because we know that that's our answer, 1,384. And if I were to ask you to describe to me a strategy that you use to solve this problem, I hope that you would say what? That you remember we chunked numbers into smaller numbers. We chunked into smaller numbers, and I'm just going to abbreviate. Does that make sense? Perfect. So that was day 2. Now we need to do day 3. Let's see what's going to happen. Are you ready to roll? Here we go. Let's see if we're playing for more or less. Yeah, we're playing for less, but that's okay. Because we can create a small number, right? Let's toss, toss, toss. See what happens. All right, we got a 2, a 5, and a 4. So, what number should we make if we're playing for less and our goal is to get to 2,000? Yeah, we should probably create a small number. My lights went off. Yikes. That's what happens when you have automatic lights. When you're not moving, they go off. Okay, so we're going to create the smallest number possible, which would be what? 245. So now we have to subtract 245 from 1,384. So let me just ask. We did a couple different methods for subtraction. We found the distance or the difference between two numbers that were close together, and then we subtracted numbers that were farther apart. Which one do you think you should use? Go ahead and solve it. We got 1,384, and we are subtracting 245. Work it out. Right, hopefully you paused the video and you are now ready to talk about a strategy. So if we're starting with 1,384, which is where we landed last time, right? Taking away 245, we still can chunk, right? So I'm going to take away 200, which is going to give me 1,184, right? Because I had 300s, but I took 2 of those hundreds away. And I'm not done because I still have to take away 40. So 4 tens from 8 tens would leave me with 4 tens. So now I have 1,100. I have 1,144. And I now have to take away 5. What do we know about what we can do with 5? Yeah, it's 4 and 1. 4 would give us to 40, and 1 more, which is 39. So I have 1,139. Did you guys get that for your answer? 1,139. Good. So here's our total. And we took away the smaller number. We didn't find the distance between, we took it away in chunks. Okay, now we're going to do day 4 and day 5 quickly, and that'll be it for number corner today. So day 4, let's roll. We're tossing for more or for less. Looks like we have less again, and we're getting our digits. Which is a 2, and a 7. So what number do we want to make? Yeah, just that number, 227. And we're subtracting it from 1,139. So pause this video so you can work it out, and when you come back, I'm going to see if you have done what I think you may have done. Pause this video. Okay, did you get 912? Subtract 100, then another 100. So I went from 1,039 to 939. If that is tricky, remember you can think about this number as having 10 tens. And if I take away, 10 hundreds, and if I take away another 100, now I have 9 hundreds. So you end up with 912. Let's do our last roll for today. Please let it say more. Yes, we got more. Now let's figure out our digits. So now we're starting with 912, and we got the digits 3, 3, and 8. So you can make your number, figure out your total. And right, we're adding. So we want to do 833. Go ahead and add it to 912. All right, so if you did the work, you should have gotten 1,745. I chunked it by first adding 100 to get to 1,000, then my 700, and then 33 for me was really easy. No matter how you did it, we should have arrived at the same answer, which means we are really close to 2,000. Look, 1,745 is probably about like here, and we started here today. So I guess we'll see where we'll end up as we continue to play this game this month. You guys have a great afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.